Hello everyone, welcome to my channel English Lessons by Noopur Baxi. Today we are going to study the second chapter from class 9's NCERT book. The name of the chapter is The Sound of Music. This chapter has been divided into two parts. The first part is about Evelyn Glennie. Before you read, there is a very beautiful quotation here which says, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. So we must have realized that when a person is speaking, and if he or she is speaking from her heart, then we also are able to understand the feelings that the person is trying to convey. And that is why whatever music Evelyn Glennie is able to produce, it touches everybody's heart because she actually feels the music so beautifully. Rather, we can say that the normal people who have all the five senses working so nicely, they also cannot understand music the way Evelyn Glennie is able to understand, because she tries to understand it from her heart. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. So despite all her disabilities, she made sure that she should not give life a reason for her not to succeed. So she tried to convince herself initially, and then she made herself so strong to finally achieve what she desperately wanted. The chapter begins from the day one when she had auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music, and it was her first day. So how the narrator has described: rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. So now rush hour crowds jostle means, you must have seen in the movies when the city of Mumbai is shown and people are at suppose 9:30, 10 a.m. when everybody is rushing to their offices, what happens? They just push each other, they just don't care if they might hurt someone. So they just jostle each other. Jostle means to push each other roughly. And around Evelyn Glennie also, everybody was in a huge chaos and everybody was jostling each other. So jostling is to push each other. And on the platform there was a slight girl. Slight means a thin, pale looking girl who was Evelyn Glennie, looking younger than her 17 years. So normally what a 17 years old girl would look, she was looking quite younger compared to that. Was nervous. Obviously she was nervous because it was her first day, and whenever you have your first day at a particular organization or at a particular school, what happens? You are nervous because you don't know that particular place. You are so much afraid of facing all the challenges that particular day might have for you. So similarly, Evelyn Glennie was also very nervous, and still inside, at some point in her heart, she was equally excited to attend her first day at the Royal Academy of Music. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Now here prestigious is which is very reputed, a very famous school for music, and she was, on the other hand, she was a very simple girl who was born and brought up in a countryside. Now what is a countryside? Countryside is a place which is away from the city, and she was born and brought up in a farm which was in Scotland. Okay, but she was an aspiring musician. Aspiring musician, a musician who has high dreams to become famous in that particular field. So that is to aspire. She dreamt of becoming a very famous musician. Faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. So normal people also, when they face the first day, they are nervous, and she was also facing the same problem, but there was one additional problem for her, that she was profoundly deaf. Profoundly means extremely, to the highest extent she was deaf. in the second paragraph it says Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. So it was not that just suddenly she lost her hearing capacity. It was a gradual process. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. So when her mother was interviewed, she recalled that when she was small and she was just 8 years old, she had participated in some event and she was waiting for her turn, and when her name was called out, she did not move, and this amazed her mother because she thought that her name was called out so loudly and yet she was unable to hear it because she did not move. And for quite a while Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers, but by the time she was 11 her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. So it happens with us as well, that if we are lacking at something, we try to hide it, we try to conceal. Conceal means to hide. We try to hide it from our parents, our friends, our relatives, our teachers, because we are afraid that people might make fun of us. So same thing happened with Evelyn Glennie when she knew that something was wrong with her hearing capacity, and that is why she tried to hide it. And by like this, from 8 years of age till 11 years of age, she managed to hide all this disability. But when she was 11 years old, her marks had actually deteriorated, gone less and less each passing year. So then obviously the headmistress, she advised that they should take her to a specialist. When she was taken to a specialist, it was discovered that her hearing capacity is severely damaged. It is severely impaired. Impaired means extremely damaged as a result of gradual nerve damage. And what was the cause? There was a nerve which goes to the ear, which helps us to hear properly. That nerve had got damaged. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. And then the doctor and the specialist, they must have advised her that the parents that they should buy some hearing aids. What are hearing aids? It's a machine that is put around the ear so that a deaf person can comprehend little bit of whatever other person is telling them. But Evelyn was, now everything suddenly looked black. What do you mean by looked black? When all the hope and possibilities suddenly come to an end. That is why this phrase is used, which says everything suddenly looked black. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. And she did not give up. This particular setback gave her more strength to prove herself and to pursue her dreams to become a musician. And here pursue means to carry forward. Okay. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He began by tuning 2 large drums to different notes. Don't listen through your ears. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. Suddenly I realized I could feel the higher note from the waist up and the lower one from waist down. So what happened? As she wanted to pursue her life normally like every other person, most of the people whom she met, they discouraged her. They told her that this is not meant for you, because this is meant for normal people with normal hearing capacities. And it is very absurd for people to digest the fact that how can music be produced or how can music be understood without hearing. And that is why most of the people, they discouraged her, except for one percussionist. Percussionist is a person who plays instruments, those have membranes like tabla, drums, etc, etc. Okay, so Ron Forbes, he realized that this girl has immense potential, and then he tried to experiment something. He tuned 2 drums, one at a higher note and one at a lower note, and when he played, before that he told Evelyn Glennie that try to feel the beats, try to listen to it not through your ears but through any other part of your body which is able to grasp those vibrations, okay, or grasp those resonances. So as soon as he started playing, Evelyn actually could feel that the higher drum she was able to feel it waist above. So the body which was above the waist level, it could feel the higher note, and the lower part of her body could feel the lower drum. So this is the way immediately Evelyn realized that I don't need actually the ears. My whole body can feel the music. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So it's not that her body had started grasping or started responding to the sound, but with this she managed to work very hard and she stayed determined to achieve what she desperately wanted. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. So till the age of 16, from 11 to 16, she had traveled all over United Kingdom and along with the youth orchestra. So orchestra is a group of different instruments that are played together to produce a combined musical program, and she was a part of that youth orchestra, and she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. So after playing a lot in the orchestra, she decided that now she should play something solo, and she decided to pursue her career as a solo artist, and she started playing the instruments. So not only being a percussionist, she also learned to play almost thousands of different instruments. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards, so which normally the other children were not able to do. Despite being disabled, she was able to bag most of the awards. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. So she says that if your mind is clear, if your mind knows that what exactly you want, where you want to go, then there is no stopping. Because if you are working very hard and it's clear the picture is very clear in your head that what you want from your life, nobody can stop you from achieving that. And then not only being a multi-percussionist, being able to play different instruments which are membrane based, like tabla, drum, then congo, etc, etc. So despite being multi-percussionist, she also learned the different almost 1,000 other instruments. And then along with learning new things, she also maintained a hectic international schedule. Hectic means very busy, extremely busy international schedule. So she traveled all over the world. It is intriguing. Intriguing means extremely fascinating. It's surprising, it's fascinating to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. So even people think that, oh, she's not able to hear, but when people look at her, they cannot even imagine that she cannot hear them. And she works so effortlessly without giving a signal that she's having any difficulty understanding the other people. And in our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. So the interviewer, the narrator of this chapter, he is saying that I was there with Evelyn Glennie for 2 hours and I could not even for a second feel that she had not understood what I was trying to ask her. Men with bushy beards give me trouble. And she just, on a very lighter note, she says that people who have beard on their face, bushy beard, I have a lot of difficulty understanding them, because people who are deaf, they try to understand the lip movements, and when it is covered, the face is covered with beard, she could not understand the expressions on the face. It is not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes, because eyes convey a lot more than your verbal communication. So whatever your emotions are can be read exactly, can be read easily through your eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. Now we all know that her deafness was gradual. Okay, she did not suddenly become, or she was not born deaf. So till 11 years of age she could hear, and that is why when your hearing capacity is good, the sound you listen to, you are able to produce it through your mouth. And suddenly, gradually she became deaf, but she did not lose her speaking ability, because till 11 years of age she could hear the words. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. But that does not explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. So till 11 years she was able to hear the normal language which was being spoken around her. But later on, when she became deaf, then also she managed to learn 2 languages, French and Japanese. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in my skin, my cheekbones and even my hair. So she's saying that not a single body part is left untouched by music. I'm so fascinated by it that my whole body wants to listen to it. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick to her fingertips, and then she could understand the vibrations. She can feel the resonances, the vibrations flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes. So when she is on the stage, she removes the shoes so that she can feel the music through her feet and the legs. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. So in the year 1991, the prestigious Royal Philharmonic Society gave her the Best Soloist award. Soloist, a person who plays alone as an individual. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing but has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. So this is the same quotation from which the chapter had begun, and James Blades has put it beautifully, because he says that whatever is expressed through the heart will always find another heart. If you just superficially say things, people will not pay attention to what you are saying. But if you actually feel what you are saying, people will understand each and every word that you are speaking. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Who is a workaholic? A person who likes to work maximum time. I have just got to work. The only thing that she enjoys is to work. Often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. So she knows that if she works hard, the rewards will also come, because if you are working hard, nobody can take the success that it brings along. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. So she does a lot of charity work as well. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. So she also encourages the young people who want to pursue music as their career. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. So when we see people like us succeeding in life, it inspires us, because it tells us that if she can do it, I also can do it. And then especially for the people who are blessed to have all the 5 senses working perfectly fine, they should learn from Evelyn Glennie that they have no reason to excuse themselves from the hard work and determination. If you are determined and if you are ready to work hard, success will definitely come to you. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. and she has, according to her age, normally people at that age do not get so much success, the amount of success that Evelyn Glennie has achieved. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra. So now orchestra, every instrument has its position. So now earlier the percussionist was placed at the back, but she had evolved that particular art so well that the position of that percussionist has changed and it has come to the front of the orchestra, and demonstrated that it can be very moving. So earlier it was when the orchestra system began, it was thought that the percussionist just has a duty to give beats, but Evelyn Glennie made sure that even this percussion can be done as a solo performance and it can still move people. Move means to influence people, to touch them and to make them happy when they listen to that particular instrument individually. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped. People who look to her say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So not only she has given immense pleasure to the audiences, but she has also inspired the people who are handicapped, or rather I should also say that not only the handicapped but people like us who are blessed with all the five senses working so fine. We are blessed to be blessed by God, and we should take motivation from such people that if they can do it, we don't have any reason to complain to God, and we should keep on working hard despite thinking of the results, and we should just not bother about that. We should do our work, we should do our duty properly, honestly, with sheer determination, and success will definitely come back to us. So I hope you have understood this first part, and in the second video I will be sharing with you the explanation of the second part. Till then, if you have any doubts, just write it in the comment section and I will try to clear it. So till then, take care.